What up? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, back with another classic. And I want to talk about something that has been sort of a hot topic in these black YouTube streets as of late, and that is this hair weave piece, if you will. I want to, give my 2 cents on it because I think that I have a unique perspective due to my upbringing and whatnot, and my family in particular. And I want to take my time on this because I want to make sure that I touch on all the points that I want to bring up and all the points that I want to address that other YouTubers made. So, all right, first, and I've said this before, I guess I'll say it again. My mother is ADOS, if you will, from the Mississippi River Valley of eastern Arkansas. Shout out to my folks down there. But she's very light-skinned. She is the epitome of the quote-unquote, for lack of a better term, the light-skinned bitch that a lot of these dark-skinned bitches be complaining about. Very fair skin. She got light gray eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, back in her day, I'm talking about, she was gorgeous. Real shit. So she would have, I imagine back in her day, she was the envy of all the dark-skinned bitches. But anyway, my father, on the other hand, is from Guyana. And I've said in many videos that I am of mixed ethnicity background. I wouldn't necessarily say race, but mixed ethnicity. All right, just to break my father down. His mother is half black, half Portuguese, right? His father, which is my grandfather, is a coolie. Now, I won't go into the details of Caribbean coolies and whatnot. You're going to have to look that shit up yourself. But, some of the Caribbean coolies are very dark-skinned and whatnot. My grandfather was very dark-skinned, but he had, like, straight hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight wavy hair. And, thus my father had that as well. So, growing up, I came out, I got an older brother, of course, but my older brother, we got different mothers, you know what I'm saying? So, when my parents were married, my family, were together. It was me, my mother, my father, and my little brother, right? So by the time my little brother was born, and my mother told me this story, I must have been about 4 years old, right? So the texture of my hair isn't like the typical quote unquote good hair. You know what I'm saying? It's like a perfect mixture of kinky and wavy. Like, I do got some curl to it, but it's nappy enough where I can get dreadlocks and it don't look like white people dreadlocks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, them struggle locks and shit. You feel me? But anyway, it is kinky enough to where I can rock an afro and shit and get dreadlocks. And, back in the late 80s, early 90s, I used to love to rock the box fade and shit. You feel me? Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. But my brother was just born, and my brother is very light-skinned. I myself am like a medium reddish brown complexion. And my brother, he was a baby at the time, but his hair, he has what you would typically call good hair, But anyway, I came to my mother, right? And I said, Mommy's white, Daddy's brown, Alexander's white. Mommy, what am I? Because at the time, my mother used to rock a perm, right? And she was very fair-skinned. So her being fair-skinned and her having a perm, I automatically associated her with being white. And my father, he didn't have the exact same hair texture as me, So I figured, I figured him something kind of different from me. You know what I mean? So at a very young age, I kind of was grasping with my own identity and my own little 4-year-old world. You know what I'm saying? And my mother seen that. And after that, my mother cut her hair off and went natural. And she been natural ever since. Now, she's up in her mid-60s, going into her late 60s now. So she will put an S-curl in it from time to time to kind of manage it or whatever. But all growing up, bro, I'm talking about all throughout the 90s, she would have like a little bob fade or get the box braids or get braids and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She always rocked it natural, man. Always, man. Always. I can probably count on one hand how many times she actually went and got her hair pressed and permed and actually tried to straighten it. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to my mother, she felt it crucial to instill an identity in me. An identity that closer resembled her. You know what I'm saying? And not what she wished was her. Like a lot of these chicks are doing, a lot of these chicks are putting weaves in their hair and shit because they wish they had that type of hair texture. You know what I mean? And me, as a grown man in my mid-30s now, if I can recognize, looking back in my own life, that type of imagery can be confusing to a child, then I think it should be in black women's best interest to re-examine their position on this hair weave deal. Now, as far as my personal preference is concerned, I would prefer my woman to be natural. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna take her seriously, I'll sleep with a chick, I'll date a chick who has a perm or a weave. But if I'm gonna take her seriously and seriously consider courting her seriously, then she gonna have to be natural. And I'm gonna let that be known. I'm not gonna lie to her and be like, oh yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with perms. I'm fine with what you call it, with weaves and shit. I'm fine with it. And then at a later date, try to recant that statement and switch it up. Now, when the topic is broached on what I would prefer my woman, how I would prefer her to rock her hairstyle, I'm gonna plainly say natural. Now, like I've said in many videos prior, I'm about efficiency, man. Efficiency and effectiveness, And first and foremost, to look at the cost-benefit analysis of this whole hair weave piece. Why would I want to deal with a chick who is using funds that should be allocated to the house on putting someone else's hair on her head? That makes no sense. To quote my mother, that's like throwing your money up a wild hog's ass and hollering, "Sweet." You know what I'm saying? For real. If you got the shit growing out your own head, why would I pay money for you to go to a store and buy somebody else's hair so it can get sewn in your head? Now, I know some of the brothers gonna say, well, she can buy it herself, yada, yada, yada. Okay. All right, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. If I'm dating a chick and the topic is broached about what I would prefer her hairstyle to be, I'm gonna tell her plain, hey, I want natural. I like natural and I want natural. You know, if she doesn't take to that, if she doesn't comply to that, that's fine. You know, if she hit me with some sassy bok chot, to my boy, I'm gonna wear my hair however I like. I'm just gonna say, okay, all right. No, it's cool. I'm a quietly take her out of a potential wife role and quietly place her over into concubine role. That's fine. You know? Concubines aren't, my concubines aren't necessarily under my dominion like that. I mean, they are to a certain degree. But yeah, they're not under my dominion like that. And if you're not under my dominion, then you're not privy to the privileges and perks and the accoutrements that come with being under my dominion. Now, if you don't want to submit and follow, aka know your role and shut your mouth, as The Rock would say, then that's fine. That's cool. You can just be a slide. You can be a slide, man. Straight up. Slide through and slide out. You know what I mean? I slide through, slide in, and slide out. You know what I'm talking about? Easy peasy. But yeah, I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of arguing the chick down and trying to convince her on why she should rock a natural. I'm gonna tell her what I want. If she doesn't want to meet that standard, that's perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure you'll find a man. I'm pretty sure there's a man out there who will be willing to pay $200, $300, $400, $500 every month or so you can get your shit fried, dried, and laid to the side. That man just won't be me. You know what I mean? And as far as that's the cost efficiency of it, aspect of it, on why I'm against hair weaves. Another reason why I'm against it is biological. Her hair and how it grows out of her head is an indicator of good genes and health. You know? Why would I want a bitch who got a 14-inch yaki weave on her goddamn head, but take that weave off, the bitch looking like Charles Barkley and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Looking like goddamn Michael Jordan up about the head and whatnot. Fuck out of here. No, I don't want that. I want to see what I'm I want to see what I'm buying. Just like if you go to a car lot to buy a car, shit. Least you gonna do is pop the hood and kick the tires. Shit. You feel me? And lastly, if I'm seriously courting a chick, dealing with a chick, I want a family. I already have a daughter, but I want more. I want more kids. I want to replicate myself. And like I illustrated in my opening story, my opening monologue about, my self-image and how I saw myself and how my mother, helped me with that. I want the wife of my child to have that same outlook on life and that same approach to instilling a positive self-esteem in our child, Straight up. So those are the reasons why I'm for natural hair and I'm against hair weaves. like I said, you know, if I'm scrolling through a dating app or whatever, Tinder or whatever, and I come across a bitch who I find attractive, but she have hair weave on, I'ma swipe. I'ma thumbs that shit up. Hell, I see a bitch on Facebook or Instagram, and you know she got a hair weave on, she looking good. I'ma slide in them DMs. I'ma shoot my shot. You feel me? And you know, if I can fuck, I'ma fuck. But there's a difference between being fucked, just being fucked, and being kept. You know? It's a difference between just hitting a lick and getting a whole man to hit your wagon to. You know? I said this in a prior video, like old boy from a Bronx Tale, I believe, said, $20 you got off easy. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If we just fucking, and I'm not taking you seriously, and you don't want to be taken seriously because you want to do what you want to do and you want to rock your hair however you want to rock it, that's fine. You got off easy. You feel me? C'est la vie. Now, I want to get to actually one person in particular whom I want to address in this video. RUDEMP. Listening to his live stream this morning, talking about this hair weave piece and whatnot. And first, let me say this. This isn't necessarily a slight against the brother. You know, I'm not really personally attacking him. I'm just giving out an observation of mine. He's not really how you say, a three-dimensional thinker in the aspect that he can't take a step back and get a bird's eye view of the board. You know, he's very very small in his way of thinking. It's not a dig against his brother, but, and this is why I say this, he was touting his exploits in the hair weave industry and saying, man, you know, you can get $1,500 to $2,000 a week, man, just, you know, selling these hair weaves to these chicks. And I was like, nigga, what? So you're advocating that brothers get into the hair weave industry, and you use to reference that, and you use to build your case by saying, man, I was getting $1,500 to $2,000 a week off of selling hair weaves. Dude, if a motherfucker can get his CDLs, he can get into a position to where he's making $1,500 to $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000, all the way up to $7,000 a fucking load. Not a week, a load. You get your CDLs, you become owner op, you get certain certifications and whatnot on your license, added onto your license, and you moving big shit, bro. You can make $5,000 a load just driving 300 miles, 300, 400, 500 miles. Some shit you can do in a day or two. Get the fuck. And you know the best part about that is I ain't gotta deal with these bitches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm making that kind of money. I'm doing alright for myself in this trucking shit. I'm doing alright. But I'm saying, man, you can make big bank doing that shit. And you don't have to open up a hair weave shop to do it. And another thing, man, he was saying like, man, you mean to tell me you wouldn't fuck these bitches? You wouldn't fuck these bitches? Yeah. All the bitches he was showing in his little live stream, screen share shit. Yeah, I'll fuck the bitch. You know? But fucking a bitch getting fucked, there's a difference between a bitch getting fucked and a bitch getting kept. Man, the reason why these dudes is really up in arms against these hair weaves is because you know, these are the bitches that they really want to fuck, but they just can't get them. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. And that's another reason why I can't rock with some of these dudes who always want to bring it back and equate the shit to pussy, man. Look, man, pussy and bitches are spoils of war. But you gotta win some battles. You know, you gotta pillage some villages. You gotta overthrow some cities and shit. You gotta get some victories under your belt before you can indulge in the spoils of war. I'm not going into battle thinking, yeah, man, you know, after we break down the walls of this city, man, and we get done ransacking this city, I can't wait to have some bitches to you know, jump up and down on, man. No, I'm going into battle thinking, shit, I got conquest on my mind. You know? And that's what I mean, man. The brother's kind of small in his thinking, man, because he brings the shit down to such a basic level, you know, as far as the money level. Because you want to talk turkey, you talking my language. But if you talking about getting the hair weave, selling shit just for a petty ass $1,500 to $2,000 a goddamn week, nigga. Laugh at that shit, man. What are you talking about? Nigga, I spend $1,500 and nigga, I spend $1,000 damn near a month just on hotels and shit, man. And food. That's throwaway money, man. You know? And then another thing, these niggas love playing this I gotcha and want to call somebody a hypocrite. Oh, you being a hypocrite. You being a hypocrite. I forgot the poet or the philosopher who said this, but he said, so I contradict myself. So I contradict myself. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a shit about being hypocritical, you know, as far as what I want, because power doesn't look to be fair or be fair and balanced. Power looks to impose its fucking will, you know. So this nigga RUDEMP talking about this. You know, niggas being hypocritical is they want to talk about a European beauty standard, and they want to go out and, you know, they want to get on these bitches about buying hair weave looking European, but they want to go out and buy Louis Vuitton and all this other shit. Oh, and then he started pointing to rappers and shit who wear Louis Vuitton, 50 Cent, Gucci Mane, Future. Look, as far as that shit is concerned, when you want to talk about that shit, from the entertainer level, them niggas get paid to wear that shit, man. They are walking, talking billboards. They're walking, talking advertisements. They shout out certain liquors in their songs so they can get a fucking liquor endorsement. They shout out certain brands in their songs so they can get a fucking Gucci endorsement. You know what I'm saying? They wear the shit to advertise the shit. And as far as the everyday, layman type of, I'm not gonna say layman, but the non-celebrity nigga who goes out and spends 2 bands on a high-end fashion European outfit, he's just trying to look like the rappers. So the rappers are getting paid by these companies to look and dress like this. And the niggas who listen to the music and who are the consumers, they're buying the fucking shit just to look like the rappers. So it's not necessarily a European standard, it's just niggas trying to be, trying to be cool. The rappers trying to get paid. Niggas who want to dress like the rappers just trying to be cool, And as far as I'm concerned, man, like my father told me, man, I want to probably maybe about a little bit over 10 years ago. He said, son, I don't wear a lot of name brand stuff for the most part because I'm not getting paid to advertise their company, He said, I advertise myself. That's what my father told me. He said, when you see me, I want you to see the man. I don't want you to see the brand. You feel me? It's like the old adage says, the man make the clothes don't make the man. And this is not a knock at brothers who who's a part of the Kevin Samuels movement, and what he got going on. I'm not knocking brothers who want to step they suit game up and shit, not at all. But I'm saying just everyday casual wear, man. I try to keep my my name brand stuff down to a minimum. And even if it's name brand, I don't want you to know what type of brand it is. You feel me? Because I don't want you to see the brand and then associate me with the brand. I want you to see me and associate the attributes that I possess with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got an iPhone 10, right? And I got it in a case. And it's a little circle around the apple symbol to where you can see the Apple symbol. I took black electric tape, blacked that out, and put it put it over the Apple symbol and put it in the case. So you may, at close inspection, look at the camera lens deal on my phone and be like, oh, that's an iPhone. But you won't be able to see that iPhone symbol. You won't be able to see that Apple, And I do that for several reasons. Reason number one, I'm a commercial truck driver. I got my phone, so I'm in different parts of the country. I'm in upscale places and some low-end places. So I do that for security reasons, so a motherfucker don't see my phone and be like, oh, he got an iPhone. And, try to figure me a lick, I do that for that reason. And also, man, I'm not getting paid by Apple to advertise their shit. Now, that don't mean go cheap, though. That don't mean go cheap. Now, I got some basic work pants, and some t-shirts. Some of the t-shirts I got designs on them, but most of them are just plain. But, I got some nice work boots, Timberland work boots. Motherfuckers cost $200, So, do buy quality shit. I'm not saying be a straight up Walmart all the way from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man. Yeah, so that's that. So let's do a quick recap. I don't want my lady to have hair weave because I said so. I've already laid those things out. And if I'm dating a chick and she wants to wear hair weave, that's fine. I just won't take her seriously. She can get dick, but she ain't gonna get wifely privileges. And lastly, that whole hypocritical shit, man, whatever. And like I said, man, this is really not a personal attack against RUDEMP. I just didn't like some of his talking points and shit. It's kind of whack. But yeah, that's all I got.